Greetings from WBCS, aka WBCS Neo or Neo, or whatever you want to call me. Depends on which gaming stuff you're into. So this is going to be obviously stage 2, which as you can see, whoop, up the top here. This is very odd. I don't know how people get this straight away. So we're doing F2L, LBL C or LBL corners, LBL E, which is LBL E edges. So I'll take you through all those. Obviously, if you've been practicing, what you've been trying to aim for is a couple of options. Either a nice cross on the bottom side, not on the top. Okay, you can solve it on the top, but it should be ending up on the bottom. So white should be on bottom. Okay, so you're wanting your colours around the edge for the corner, for the cross, matching up with the cross sections. Okay, so blue white edge, red white edge, green white, etc, etc. Okay, so that's what you're aiming for. The reason why I do this is because if you get these done first in CFOP method, it tends to take a lot of pressure off how these end up. Okay, because if you don't do them first, then you could get, like for example, you might get one of these pieces in here, which is not a great place to have it, but it just means you've got to do a bit swap out, but you'll do that anyway as you solve the cube. 6 and 2 3 is how you do it. Okay, you don't, again, like I showed in the previous video, you don't have to do cross first. You can build up on it as you solve the rest of the cube, but that's a more advanced technique. A lot of people don't do that. I personally do that because I need to solve from like a box launch where I'm not observing what the cube's doing. So I need to be able to pick it up and solve it, and sometimes if those pieces are there, there's a blue and white here, I would inject that, pull that one out, and then carry on solving as fast as I can. Okay, it's okay if you've got inspection time like 15 seconds like you do in World Championships. That's fine, you can have a good look at the cube and go, right, I can get the cross in 6 moves by doing this, blah blah blah. So once you've done the cross, obviously you either have 2 options, is to do a cross then move to F2L if you're doing CFOP, which is what we'll show you today. We'll also show you LBL method, of course, and what you're aiming for if you're doing LBL is obviously you want to get your first side if you're doing corners first method. Okay, LBLC. However, I will show you how to do LBLE today as well. Okay, but your target is basically to get your cube looking like this. These first 2 layers, this is the F2L or first 2 layers. Okay, that's the complete one. Okay, obviously that you can see that. We rotate this around the right way. You can see what the big difference is. Obviously everything is just complete in this area, and it's nice and tidy. The top bit's still a bit of a mess. I know that's, you know, 2 moves away from solving, or 2 algorithms from solving, but hey ho. So we're going to move them out of the way. That's our targets. Okay, we're gonna have a go at both of those. So on this one, I am going to try and do the cross as fast as I can, because we're going to try doing. We'll do LBL C first, then we'll do LBL E, and then I'll show you the CFOP method a little bit more in depth. Okay, so LBL C is the regular sort of Rubik's solve. So you would get your cross up. So let's just do, there's your blue in, we've got red here, looking for orange, which is here, so I'll just drop that one in there. Okay, so not many moves, didn't count it, you can count it back in the video if you want, it's up to you. Right, so now we're doing the corner drops, which I showed you in the previous one. So we're looking for, there's a nice one here which is matched up. I'm going to put that one in. We've got green orange, so I'm going to put that one in. Again, these are the moves I've showed you, so you shouldn't need to be reminded. If so, in this case we can do, there's so many ways of doing this. Okay, you can either do 2 sort of moves on this one. You can either do U or U prime R prime. Okay, or you can cut it down by 1 move. If you're doing move counts, you can do F prime, U prime, F, and that puts that one in. Okay, so that's 3 moves versus 4 moves. However, the other way is faster. Okay, so if we do that back and we go that's 4 moves, but it's faster than the 3 move. Okay, I'm going to do that way, for instance. That's a 3 move that way. So it's, if you got the 3 move that way, it's great. Okay, so if you find that you've got it like this and you don't want to do it like that, you can rotate the cube whichever side towards you and then do the same sort of move on the left side. Okay, So that'll be the L prime, U prime, L. So it's the same as the R, but it's just in reverse sort of thing. So there you go. One side done. Hey presto, and we have matching edges. Most important, you don't want to be just shoving these in and then having to jiggle these around afterwards. That's going to take a lot more time. So you're looking at, even if you've got a reasonably fast solving and you can solve the cube, you know, after your first 2 weeks, this is probably going to take you, you know, possibly an extra 10 seconds to solve or orientate these corners, depending on how badly messed up they are. Sometimes you can just do a corner flick around and stuff, but or you can do, if you know PLL fully like I do, you can actually just do a PLL move to orientate them in a couple of seconds. But again, that's an advanced method. Okay, so we have got LBL C, first edge done. Now we're going to do these bits. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking for colours that match up. We've got red, green, found that piece. Oh, got red, blue. I've got either one here. I can either move U prime that way, or I can move U that way, which gives me red, blue to drop in here. Okay, since we're on green, we'll bring the green over. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get that into there. So to move that, I would do from here. It's just easy because it's in front of us and I want to process it. So I would do U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime, and that puts that bit in. So move around, we want this red, line it up because the blue is here, same move again. Okay, so U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime, and that's it. So we'll look around again. So what I'm going to do is, this one's stuck. If we take this one out with those moves, we can do it. We can do that repeat move that we've just done there and it will pull this one out. However, there's an easier way. If we just rotate the cube to the green, because the green's down on the edge, if we rotate that round, the orange is on this side, so that's going to drop into there. So this is the reverse of what we've just been doing. In the meantime, what's going to happen is this one's going to come out and be put up here ready to play. So we'll do U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. That puts that corner in, that edge in I should say. Corner, edge, shame on me, slap my wrist. So we'll rotate round, there's the orange and there's the blue. Orange needs to be on this side because we're facing the orange, we've got lined up. Same procedure again because it's on that side. So that's U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And there you've got your F2L complete. Okay, that was LBLC. That was with the corners in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix this up again and I'll show you LBLE, which is one thing I use a hell of a lot, and I'll explain why in a minute because for me it is super fast. Other people think, well, why don't you just do F2L? Because F2L takes a lot more processing power. It takes a lot more look ahead. Using edge techniques or LBL technique, it doesn't really need a lot of looking around or look ahead, because you're only looking for one real main piece. Unless you happen to spot two easy pieces that are going to go together as F2L pair, then you would do F2L. Otherwise you would do LBL. It just saves you having to think about what's going on around the cube, because you will eventually, if you just look at the cube naturally, you will see stuff that needs to go in. So what we'll do is we'll do a cross so I can see my green. So I'm using the technique to fix that edge, so it was a bad edge, and place it and keep that piece in place, because we're doing edges, so I want to keep the edges intact if I can. So we'll look at orange and white, which is going over here. So bring that over. I want to keep that edge intact, so I'll just do that. That puts that in. Bring it around. I've got red. I can do again with a U2, bring it in alignment. Have a quick look. There's nothing really to worry about here, so I'll just do an R2. Bring it straight down because I'm not disrupting. I've actually put that edge in. Although it's a bad edge, it's still good for me because I can suss it out. And then we need blue in there. So I've got two options here. I could drop the corner in here with the F2. Okay, I haven't got anything to worry about. I can take this one out and fix it if I want to, or I can leave that until this one gets sorted, which is probably what I would play for. So I would do an F2 on that one. That gives me my cross. So now I want to fix the edges. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to insert edges. There's a couple of ways of doing it. So in this case, you know how we did before. You can use that method before, that way we're doing, so where we'll go like that. Okay, we can do that. However, if we just put that back to there, so if I wanted to, I can do this. So you can, because there's nothing in here, we can, oh, it doesn't matter anyway if it have or not, because we can play this. So what we can do is we can do F, R prime, F prime, R. Puts it in, and it keeps that corner piece in place. If you had the orange, blue and white, then it would be great. Okay, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, that was an easy one. Okay, so that's just a 4 mover. It's not so bad. Moving over here, I'll show you another method. Say if we've got blue red here, you know you want that one in there, but we've got this blue red here, which isn't a bad thing. There's, say I've got that line there, so I could play with that. I could get that as, so that's an F2L pair straight away just by moving as an F prime. So I would move that out the way and insert this as a 4 move normal LBL C move. So if I move that U prime, F, U2, now so you've got this here. If we just say if we did just a U to line up this corner, now you could do the F prime, U prime, F, which would put this corner in with 3 moves, but it will break these pair. So if you do the 4 move corner, which is what I showed you, U, R, U prime, R prime, it puts both of those in together. Less moves. Okay, that is an F2L move. It's a simple one because it's already got 2 F2Ls lined up, so you're just inserting both of them at the same time. So you've done an F2L, C4 F2L move straight off, so you've cut down the amount of moves, but probably by at least 10 to do that. Okay, because you would take about 12, it depends on the position of these, you would take anything from 3 to 4 moves per, so that'll be, you know, 6 to 8 moves. Well, we've just done all that in 4 moves. Okay, so move around the cube, have a look, see what we've got, quick glance. We know we've got a green here, so I'm going to bring the green, because we know that green's there. So there's only one more to go. Okay, unless it's a green yellow, which is there. So we've got the red, because that's there, so we know it's not that one, so it's got to be that one. Okay, again, I've got a crappy one in here. I want this one in here, really. That's where I want that, or at least up here out of the way, so it's in the work zone. So the other option is, instead of having this one here to drop in there, if we turn that so it's bad edged, I know it sounds a bit counterproductive, and then we do L prime, U, L, and that puts that edge in, pulls that one out, ready to do a nice little sexy move into there. So that is your LBL E. Okay, that's your edges done for first layer. Now you just need to do corners in. So as a rule, as me, because I can do sexy quite fast, I would have this here and do a sexy into here. So this drops into here. If I see these on here, these are like primary targets because they are fast moving. Okay, so that's what you do. So you line this one up in the corner, do a sexy, which explain that one dead easy. So that one's in. Now, so what we've got is we have got red, green, white lined up in its corner. I've got this one ready to go in there, but that might orientate as I do this one. I can't remember off the top. It probably will, because it's going to get in the line of fire, as it were. I could, however, do that one, but that's going to change that as well. So you're going to have to take a hit on one of these two. Okay, so we'll do this one, and this is dead simple to put this one in here. All these moves can be found on this website. Up here on AlgsDB and JPerm and stuff. Again, JPerm's got some great YouTube tutorials on how to do edge inserts and corner inserts and stuff like that. But because I've got all the edges in, I don't have to worry about looking for these to pair up, because the execution I'm going to do will pair these up first and then put them back in. It's a bit like when you have the corner in and you do the U prime, gotta think how I do it now, U prime, F prime, U, and that lines it up, and then you're inserting, so you're actually pulling the corner out to get lined up F2L. No matter how you play it, you do an F2L move. There's no avoiding it. You've got to do an F2L move really to insert two at the time. It's impossible otherwise. So in this case we would do a U round there, then we would do L prime, U, L. They're now lined up. Okay, so if I bring this round, they're lined up. Okay, and then we'll do U2. Cool, huh? L prime, U, L. Okay, we haven't lost that edge, we just take it out for a moment to pair it up. F2L is the same. Again, this is the same move, because I was saying before about it was white on top before, but I said when I've done this F2L, it's going to change this one. It's actually lined this one up perfectly. So again, I would do the same move. So U, U, have to think about it. Then I would do, what would I do? L prime, U, L, U2, L prime, U, L. And there you go. And now we have full F2L complete. Okay, now we're going to do a mix up again, and we're going to do full F2L. This means you're going to do lots of looking ahead and trying to figure out where the things are, and it's going to do your head in initially. It really hurts your head because you're not planning on dropping corners and edges in, unless you happen to get an edge that drops in perfectly or a corner in. Then you don't want to be do more moves to pull it back out to do it, so you complete the F2L rather than setting up an F2L, which I'll show you why. So we've got green in there, we've got red, we've got blue, and we got orange. It's a bad one, switch it round. Okay, there's my cross, one funny corner, not in the right place, but we'll sort that out. Have a quick look. There's no edges in place, which is good for an F2L example. So let's have a quick look. So we've got red green, white. So these two need to pair up. Okay, that's the first pair I've spotted, so I'm going to set them up. So what you want to do is you find your red and your green, you rotate it all the way around. There's your red green, send it to the back, so the white's on the right hand side. And what you've got to do is you've got to see where this is. If it's red, it wants to be next to the red. Okay, if it's green, it wants to be away from the red. Okay, so colours attract, opposite colours reflect. That's the way you've got to remember it. So that's opposite side of that, that is next to that. Okay, so if it's two colours match, you want to be attracting. If they don't match, you want to divorce. Marriage, divorce. So in this case, we need to move this one out of the way. It's in. What you're going to do is you're going to rotate this one out. This gives you this workspace. Okay, keeps this corner safe. This corner's not going to move. It's not going to rotate. It's not going to do anything. So in this case, we would do, to get this, I'm just having a look here. Yes, I'm having a quick look because this one through is out there for a minute. So we would do R, U, R prime. There's the match. They are now married. Okay, everything's back in place. U2, R, U prime, R prime. And that puts the pair in. So what you're doing is you're doing half the work for the same job when you're using F2L. The problem you've got is I had to look around there for the pieces. So now we've done that, but what we should be doing, if you're doing proper F2L look ahead, is as you're doing this, you should be ready for the next move. Okay, so I'd be looking for anything that I can look at here. In this case, I've spotted as this one's gone in, this is lined up. So now we've got an F2L pair here. So what I need to do is, I need to put these in here. Okay, but these are in position to line up first, so I will play that next, just because I can. Okay, we've got an orange blue just spotted, so we can put that in. We don't have to look at that, they're paired up. Okay, so you can see them paired up. They need to go in this slot. Very easy, quick fix. Okay, so we're going to put this in a back insert. Okay, I know it's a bit more advanced, but we can see that just needs to, this needs to come up, this needs to rotate, that needs to drop in. So it's a 3 mover. Okay, so that'll be an L, U prime, L prime. Okay, and that has put those two in. Because they're already matched up, it's only a 3 move F2L. Super fast. And come back to this now. So now this is moved, because I've done that execution, this is swapped corners. Instead of it being here, it's now here. Okay, so it is still the same sort of move, but mirrored. So if we rotate this round, we've got nice orange, green, white. Put the white to the side of the rotating one. So what I want to do is, again, remember what I said, as this comes up, it's the opposite of what is on top. So it needs a divorce. Not married, divorced. Okay, opposite side, same colour attract. That's all you got to remember. Same colours go together. So we would go R, U, R prime. That's your pairs ready to be married. I know you're thinking, well, they're still opposite. Yes, however, now if we rotate while we're here, put this here, okay, this is where we're going to use your B move for the first time, okay? So we've done a U prime, just to get this corner lined up. If I rotate this round, it's in its respective corner. You could do this LBL C then LBL E, so you could do LBL, but that's a lot of moves, okay? So what you want to do is, you can either rotate the cube round and do it, or you can do it that way. I'm just doing this to show you that you don't have to do everything at the front, okay? So in this case we would do a B prime, which lines up the colours. Okay, they are now married. How easy was that? One move to marry. Okay. Okay, and then what we want to do is a U prime, which puts it in the right place, and then a B, and that's put the corner in and the edge. Okay, and we're now down to one more. In the process of doing that, we have been very fortunate. We've got a marriage straight away for another pair. This is the sort of thing you're trying to do anyway. As you get more advanced, you are trying to look for an execution which gives you another pair straight away, and then you don't have to think about that one. You're not looking ahead for it, which is great if it works. A lot of the F2L timing, it doesn't necessarily work like that, so you are constantly looking for the 4. You're looking for 4 executions of F2L, obviously for each side or each edge. However, it never always works like that, so you've got to use look ahead to solve that problem for you. In this case, we're already in position, we're not moving around, we don't have to rotate. So what we want to do is we're going to do R, U prime, R prime, and that's your F2L. And you can see why F2L is really good. If you can get your head around it, it does take a lot of time to look for edge pieces as well as looking for additional ones when you're doing that execution. It's all fine and dandy doing one, but then you look for the other one, you're going, where is it? Where are they? And that's why if I see, which I'm going to do on here, if I see something easy, like there's an easy, okay, I would instantly look for that red green before I get going, which is on the back here. So I'd flick that round just to get it up. I know that's going to be a green on the other side, so I can now do that. So I've got a block build. So I'd be going through a different technique now. So I'd probably do, I think it's ZZ that does block and build and round. No, ZZ's the one with EOL line. I forgot what the other one is. It's gone in my head. So straight away, I haven't finished my cross yet, but I can finish the cross now just by doing that. So I've got my cross. I've got an F2L pair straight away as soon as I've looked at the top of the cube. So I'm going to play that one straight away. I've seen the red blue line up. Okay. In this case, this is an interesting one. If I bring this round, this one needs to go in here and this one needs to go in here at the same time. So what you can do is you can do this. See, lined up. Move it out the way. Then U to it. And then in it goes. As I've brought the cube round again, I've got this bad boy here. So again, I can do this. If I do insert that one as an LBL E, bring this one round, then do a sexy, and that brings that one in. So I've done a little bit round the block, but it's a fast move. It's only a U move, so it's, you know, it's a couple of clicks, and then you do sexy, which is, you know, Okay, so if you're around here, you just do, and you're in. So it's your sort of moves like this are something I would highly recommend learning, because it gives you good finger trick practice, and you can get really quick at it. So you can literally rotate things round and out quite quick. Okay, and you can do back moves as well. So you can do, yeah, I've forgotten where I am now. I messed it up. Oh, there we are. So yeah, I've took that one out the back, and now I've took it out the back again. So I've done a complete mess. Try that again, shall we? I always get this one wrong because I'm still thinking. So we've got this one that needs to go in there. So that's. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I did. Live on the Rubik's video. I'm determined to do that one now. Right. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So yeah, I've inserted. So I took it out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's out, and that's putting it back in. 1, 2, 3. So it's the same move as this one, but it's just at the back. Okay. So if I just rotate that round like that, and then do the same sort of move, it's not as nice. I find front sexy much nicer because you can. It just works for me. Anyway, so that's it really. F2L again. There's so many ways of inserting corner pieces. It's optimizing what you can do. As a beginner, there's no harm in doing LBL-C, LBL-E. As what I call it. Some people might have a different name for it, but layer by layer basically, but layer by layer corners first, or layer by layer edge first. Okay, there's no set preference to how you do it. I still highly suggest doing the cross first if you can, if you want to do C-pop afterwards, instead of doing LBL. So I'll do another one very quickly. Let's have a look. We've got red, green, we've got blue going around there. So I'm not looking really that much. There's orange there. So I've got the cross. I can flick it over. So I can do either. I've got lots of stuff here I can play around with. So I've got this one in place. So I don't want to get that one out. So I'm just going to do that. Do that too. That takes that one and keeps it back in. I've got blue, white, orange, and I've got orange, blue here. This is another neat move. So if you bring that round, so it's lined up, take that one out the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an L prime, U prime, lined up, take it back into the workflow, keep this safe. So that was an L, then a U prime, L prime, U, L, and that does that in. Okay. I could have done it a different way, but that's one of the better ways of doing it. So there you go. And we've got this two again. See these two? They should be attracted. So this one needs to be here. They're in a pair up position, but wrong way around. Okay, there's a couple ways you can fix that, but the most common way would be to bring that one out. So that would be an R, U2, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime. And that takes that in. Okay, it looks quite a lot of moves, but it's not. I've got my sexy here, so I'll move out of the way and perform my 3 move insert, and that's it. So it shows you, even though I'm not doing full F2L, I can still do it very quickly because I'm not using look ahead compared with full F2L, where I'd be looking all over the place for 2 cubes to insert and trying to look through the rest of the chaos. You looking for a single edge piece. This is why I do LBLE rather than LBLC, because I'm not looking for 3 colours, I'm looking for 2. Okay, looking for 2 colours is a lot easier to look for 3, and you can fix the 3 afterwards very simple by learning a couple of easy moves. Okay, we'll do one more, and I think that'll be it for the F2L stage, I think. There is lots of ways of building the F2 up, or building the cube up. Like I mentioned, ZZ, which uses like a line system, so I've got a nice line up here of opposite blue white with a blue white center, so I could flick that. I've got these lined up. There's my OL line. Okay, so I'd work around that and do ZZ from there. look up on Google what ZZ technique is and what's involved, but there's an EO line. Then you'd have to check for bad edges and stuff. There's so many different ways of doing things. So straight away I can see I've got a red green here. Okay, I don't have to look for anything. There's a red blue. Don't have to look for anything. There's blue orange. So I'm only looking for two colours and they're virtually lined up. I've got my orange white. I haven't finished my cross. I've got EOL line, which makes life a bit easier because it tends to line these up quite nicely. So I've got my orange. There's in. Got my red. In. So I've got my cross now. I've got my edges orientated. Now I just need to do corners in. I've got one here. Done. One here. Done. Look quick round. Red, blue, white. In. Have a flick around. Found it. And you can see why LBLE works quite well. Probably not as efficient as F2L if you have good look ahead, but if you don't have good look ahead, it is equally as efficient, if not probably better. From there I've done one recognized move for OLL to PLL, and now it's just done. Okay, there you go. So F2L, there's so many permutations you can do with F2L. Look for the most optimal ones. There is so many. There's some great trick moves you can do as well when you've got mismatched pairs. I was going to show you that, but I don't know if I can just generally mix one up just to make one. No, I can never make one when I want to make one, but hey ho. Another method of F2L building is building a block. So I've got mostly a block. So you start off trying to make like a 2x1 or a 4x1. 4x1? 4. So I want a blue red in there. So I'm looking for blue red, which is here. Okay, where are you going? There you are. So blue red's here. I'll quickly insert that one. So I've got a nice block. So from here, I've spotted my red white block is in. So I'm looking for my green white to finish this off. So that's that part of the block done. Now I've got orange, so I'm looking for the green, white, orange. There it is. That's that part of the block. I've got a blue there, which I could cheekily do that. And there's not much left to do now. There you go, F2L. Okay, so there's so many ways of doing solving. Okay, I was going to try to get that. Let's have a look. Is that no? I can't remember what I'm doing. That should hopefully do it. Nope. You know when you just want to do an example and you cannot do it? There we go. So if I do that, right, that's, oh, you bugger. Right, so I've got these two. This is a neat one. I only learned this a few weeks ago and I thought it was a neat trick to do. You've got these two tangled, they're paired, but again, they need to be sex changed. Okay, so this needs to really go here to insert to here. It's not going to work. So you could jabble around and move this out the way, move this to here, bring it off, and then bring that across, and then jiggle it around. However, you can do this. So you might want to watch that in slow motion because that's a really cool move, and I use that all the time now. And it beat me. It's much better than what I used to do. I used to do the other way where I would move this out the way, jiggle it over here, bring it back up, and then do an insert pair. That one is so much better. It's like a half sexy with a twist in it. It's really cool. So again, that's why you learn stuff like sexy moves. Okay, so that's it really. Oh, I've got an A perm. Let's solve. Whoops, there we go. There you go. Anyway, that's enough for that. So the next stage is going to be OLL and then finally PLL for CFOP. I will try to do RU. It's not something I'm proficient with. I end up starting with RU. RU is one where you start with trying to get this 6 done, for example, and this 6 done, and this bit is all still mixed up, okay, like the T shape, and then it becomes just MU moves, so it's like these moves. Okay, RU it's a fantastic. I like watching people doing RU. I find it fascinating. I know I've got a local friend who does RU, and he's pretty quick on it. Like so, quite impressed with him. Hi, Michael. But yes, it's I'll try to look up Rue a bit more and try to explain it if I can, because I don't know Rue. I end up doing CFOP at the end, so I'll do Rue possibly to get the first bits done. Then I'll do the corners like you normally would do, and then I'll sort the bits out, and then I'll go, oh, I've gone nowhere, I'll skip here, and I'll I'll end up doing CFOP. So yeah, the problem with me is I like to mix it up. I don't like doing one routine or one technique. I like to start a cube off, and if I have to switch routines, I'll switch over, which it probably makes, I don't know if it makes me less efficient or more efficient. I would say hopefully more efficient, because then I'm not stuck in one set of limbo or getting stuck on something that I might not know. So like I might for instance let's have a look. Let's just do that and just see where we end up. So let's have a look. Watch it solve. So I may get something like that, and I'll think it's a what we call it, soon. It's a soon. So I know that one for OLL. Trying to mix one up. I don't know that one for OLL, for example. If I tend to use a rule when I'm solving, because I don't know full OLL, I know full PLL. Full OLL is a lot of algorithms. It's like something like 60, 70. Anybody want to correct me on that? OLL possibilities, it's ridiculous. Yes, if I was 10 I would try to learn them all, but I'm 50, so I'm not going to try to learn them all. I'm just going to lose all my memory. So in this instance I would try to get the four corners up first. Okay, that gives me four corners. It gives me Space Invader, what we call Space Invader, so I know that I've got one move, so that's a two look OLL straight away. So I tend to go for cross the corners if I don't know the OLL to complete it quickly, because I know I can quickly do that and get to a good finish. In this case I've got a J perm. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you don't need to learn full OLL to have a lot of speed. It is an advantage, but it's a lot of headache. So PLL I would recommend, now that I know full PLL, and I put off learning full PLL for quite a while, for about a year, after I got back into cubing. I did a year's worth of CFOP learned what I needed to learn when I was hitting a brick wall in PLL, or finding a thing. I was like, right, I'll learn that one if it was a regular one, get it out of the way, and then I'll hit another one after learning that one, and then I would carry on repeating. You can do it that way. It takes a long time. Or what I would probably suggest is doing, once you get efficient at solving a cube initially, learn a PLL a week. You know what I mean? Just one. You don't have to learn 20 of them in a week. There's not that many to learn. It's only a few letters of the alphabet. You've got A. I'm just going through the alphabet now. You've got A, E, F, G. There's four G ones, by the way. H. J perm. There's no K perm. There's L perm. N perm. There's no P perm. Q, R. There's an R perm. There's a few of them anyway, but I'll have to get the list out off the top of my head, because I don't think about them now. I just do them because I know them all. So it's got to the point where I cannot really break down a PLL for you, or an OL, which is going to be troublesome in the next video. So I might have it on the screen so I can actually guide you through and letter it, because to me it's just brain impulses now. It's not something where I'm going U, R, D, U2, whatever. It's just like I see colours and patterns and my brain takes over and just twitches my fingers. So it just injects the code into my fingers without me having to think about it, and that's just basically what's called muscle memory. So you eventually go from going R2, D2, Star Wars, into just doing it because I'm thinking R2, D2 in my head. It just does it. Okay. So yeah, it's like sweep move. I have to really think about it if I was to do it. So I would be doing sort of like a U, R, U prime, R prime. There you go, and repeat. And eventually it will come round in 6 back to normal. Okay, so they're sweet, but I have to really think about it. Whereas when I'm doing this, my fingers can move faster than I can talk, so naturally my brain forgets what the letters are because it's telling me fingers to pulse basically. Okay, it's great when your brain gets to that stage, by the way, when you no longer have to think about the algorithm. When you're learning an algorithm, like I was saying before, take an algorithm per week. One algorithm, go through the alphabet if you have to. So an A perm is that. Okay, that's an A perm. That's what it looks like. It's got like a completed corner with a set of headlights. Most rules with solving, the headlights would normally go on the left hand side. I like to do A perm with that way because then I'm just doing an X and then oh, I've lost it. No, I've lost it. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so it's one, get one. If you get one that's a regular thing for you, once you start solving the cube, and you get a regular one, drill that regular one, get it into finger memory, so you don't have to. You can shut your eyes and do J-perm. Okay, J-perm. Shut my eyes. There we go. Okay. Once you can do that, you know it's finger memory. You're not having to think about it. You're not having to look at it and analyze it as it's rotating. Also, what I would try to suggest is when you are learning algorithms and you're reading it off the screen, glance down at your cube. Try to keep position in where you're looking through the algorithm, and look at the cube pattern, because that's another way of your brain interpreting what move should be next, because it knows that this one should be in a certain place at a certain move, and your brain can correct that if you make a wrong move, and that's a beautiful thing to do. So it's good to analyze the cube as you do it. So if you're doing it slowly, have a look at what's going on, okay, because you can see certain patterns as it's going. There's the T perm, because you've got a T mixed up to solve. You've got two. There's your headlights, as I was on about. T perm's the only one where you can actually repeat. It doesn't lose position, whereas J-perm and stuff, sometimes you have to do a U unless you use a special J-perm, which jperm.net showed me on his videos. So in this case it's a T-perm, okay, but there's certain patterns that your eyeballs are seeing, but you don't have to look at it. Okay, that's eye shut, that's eyes open. Okay, so yeah, and you can repeat that one over and over and over. Whoops. Oh, I mixed it up. There we go. Oh no. There we go. There's nothing worse than making a mistake on live video, is it? There you go. Anyway, that's enough. This video is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Okay, next one, like I say, we'll try to go through some OLLs and show you what you can do and what you cannot do. The best OLLs are like we've got on this one. Like that's a half cross, and if you have this solved up to that point, then half cross is, I would do, you'll have two options. You can either hide the crosses in the corners and get the Space Invader hopefully, or you can do half cross and hope you get an easy OLL that you know. And if you don't, you just make it into an OLL by another rotation. So you might do a 3-look OLL rather than a 2-look OLL. You might get lucky and get one OLL and get a skip, which means that you do an OLL, it solves the cube. It does happen all the time. You can get a solve before OLL. You can get an OLL skip. Not very often, but it does happen. So there you go. Enjoy. Keep playing with your cube, and then hopefully once you get proficient with that and get some OLLs learnt, you don't need to learn them all. There is only a certain number of OLLs you need to complete the yellow face up, which would look like that. So for instance there we have got a soon is a nice one. Oh, there we go, there's a soon, and that's given me a nice easy U perm, so that one is done. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, learn certain OLLs. You don't need to learn them all, and it would be a headache. It will burn your head out. PLLs, I highly recommend learning the full PLL set over a period. So it might take you quite a considerable amount of weeks. So you're looking probably about, I can't remember how many PLLs there is now. I'd have to look up the list. But you are looking about 30 PLLs, I think, off the top of my head. So 30 weeks. So we'll say over half a year of just sitting down one a week. Learn the ones that you need to learn, the ones that you hit the most, learn them first. Some people might disagree with that, but it just means that you're not having to think about those ones whilst you learn the other ones. Once you've learned them, they'll be finger memory, so you shouldn't have to retweak them. It's nice to go back through them all every now and again, because some of them don't come up that often. I don't get a lot of E-perms, and I've just finished learning E-perm. So E-perm is, if I can get it off the top of my head. Yeah. No, I've mixed it up. Can I do E-perm? Try it on this one. There's an E-perm. So that's an E-perm. Okay. It looks a nightmare because it's mixed up, but there is a pattern to it. And if you can find the pattern, whereas basically you've got 3 colours on one side, 3 colours on the other, then you can do an E-perm. And I mixed it up again. Oh, I'm not doing E-perm today. Hate E-perm. It's such an easy one to get wrong when you don't know it efficiently. I'm still getting it into finger memory, so it's like I am still having to think about the patterns that I'm looking at. So yeah, unfortunately that's gone completely pear-shaped. Oh dear me. So there we go. Now it's really annoying us, so I'm determined to get these cubes solved because I don't want them messed up when I put them away. So partial E-perm. Oh no, I'm not getting E-perm at all today. What's going on? Oh my goodness, E-perm's just letting me down. So go the other way. There we go. Let's just do that one. Oh, where's that? Oh, here you are. Did it do? No, we know that one. There we go. So sometimes I will do half cross to get soon, for example. And now I've got a J-pen. God, you can tell these have got oil in because they just slip these out. And get me a nice one that I use all the time. You can hear the difference straight away because it needs oil in. Actually, I'll just do that. Oh God, and there's the green orange there. I'll just do that as well then. I'll do that. Do an edge piece. Do all my edges. Oh, did that one wrong. God, I'm doing everything wrong on camera today, aren't I? There we go. Probably just going too fast. Yeah, just going too fast. It's a problem when you're on camera, you see it, or on a timer. Slow down a bit, you get it over there. There you go. 3 cubes, done. Oh, body patterns. Okie dokie, that's it. I'm determined to show you E-perm again. No, I want to do an E-perm. No, I'm going to have to give it up. Right, I will catch you in the next video, by which time I'll hopefully get my E-perm properly perfected, because it's just one of those bloody things. Okay, see you later. Have fun.